change and your life will probably solve things. I'm thinking this ain't really how you saw things at all. And you are not me. That's why I apologize in advance for my lack of loyalty to peasant ass niggas, cause my thoughts are royalty. My present mind frame will change the game forever. Why they dwelling in the past? Wake up and do the math. This shit is moving fast. No time, show me some gratitude. Had to hit the switch on your buzz, now you have the blues. And now my shit is slapping, I must be conducting magic. The way I'm so jerk with it. Rich new life brings rich new strife. But still we celebrate cause we give new life. And you can never bring your huddle in too tight. You'll appreciate the darkness when you get too light. So
for these prophetic dreams, and now we turn them to reality. Look, my setbacks is where my past life left at. Therefore my soul's encrypted with more logic and maps. Oh, thank goodness for the graces, they placed me on track. Manifested it, that's why niggas be testing it. Then my old niggas metamorphed into new lames. Lack of vision for switching into those new lanes. I'm a fool, man, with a fresh start and a long lead. Superior arts, all limitations, they shall dearly depart. Progression, I'm just surfing it, even if the shark's lurking it. And niggas hang but you know what I'm about. Taking the slickest route, end zone, and shitting on everybody's doubts.
my apologies, cause I'm a prodigy. Anything I do, I master. Niggas read that orange and blue book and now they think they your master. And pissing on every fire hydrant they saw fit. Instead of locking in with them niggas they ball with. Many unnecessary travels, I'm sure we done all went. But when niggas wanna battle, I switch it up. Clark Kent, I'm like a Kennedy, I'm good at.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome back to the No News Just Facts podcast. A lot of things, well, not a lot of things, I mean, not too many things to talk about. We're just gonna be like doing some reaction. I'm not gonna be here for too long. I'm gonna actually set a timer for myself so I don't like stay up in here past like 2 hours, because I actually do want to go to sleep. So I'm gonna be doing this stream and hopefully this ends in 2 hours, and then I'm gonna do another stream. I'm gonna do an IRL stream. Don't care, that's cool too. But first thing I want to get into is let me see here. I'll start with a Joe Rogan video. I don't know if I've ever actually like reacted to any Joe Rogan content for real. And it's talking about like UFO. It says UFO around with like a woman who got like hit in the head with a brick or something like that. I don't really even know the whole story. I just know she recorded herself with a big, gigantic. She recorded herself basically with the guy with like the big swollen bump on the side of her head. You know, it's created this black females, which, you know, that's already been a narrative within itself anyway. But, you know, apparently she's more transgender or something like that. I don't know. But that is another narrative that's going around. And then there's another narrative of she hates black men. So, you know, about like, it was one of the guys who was there when she was getting like, when she got hit by a brick. And basically the guy said, yeah, she provoked, of course I didn't help. She provoked, he did whatever she did, and of course I'm gonna stand there. I'm not about to risk myself. You know, the narrative, like there's a thing of like, you know, I'm not about to risk myself and help you, and risk my own life, you know, if he decides he wants to retaliate against me, once I step in, you know. And either way it goes, it's a whole sensitive thing. It's just crazy to me because on the side of like the people, the dudes who stood around while she got like hit with a brick. Like if you provoked him, if you cussed him out, if you called him out of his name, and you did everything you could to provoke him to hit you, then you deserve what's coming to you. See, it's an amount of women, and this is not all women, but it's an amount of women that know the law, and they know they're gonna get away with stuff. So doing whatever for you when something does happen because you provoked a person, provoked a man. The woman basically didn't give whoever this guy was her number, and it turned to a whole thing of like, you know, him wanting, can't really choose a side. Like right now I'm not really choosing a side on it because like the whole story isn't here. There's one side around or whatever. That's who we're waiting on. You know, and of course this. Let me find. I've been sitting up here looking for the post. So, okay, here is the post. Finally, I've been sitting up here talking about it. Copy the link. Let's put it up real quick so y'all can see it. Let me see. Okay. Okay. Do this really quickly. Bring this down here. All right. Now, of course, that's the woman in question right there. So it says, Houston, Texas, another African immigrant in downtown Houston. The Somali woman was enjoying herself after giving her number to him. The African man picks up a brick and throws it at the woman, striking her in the face. The Houston Police Department has refused to comment on the incident and wouldn't say if there is an active investigation in this incident or not, because they're still trying to get the story. That's why the story right now don't make no sense. There's no way a man is just he rejects you. You reject him and he just automatically go picking up a brick and throw it at you. There's something else. There has to be something else. There like completely has to be something else. Something is not being said here. Something is not, ain't ish men out there. Don't get me wrong. There are, just like there ain't ish women. He just goes and finds a brick and just throws it at you. It's no way. There's something else here that's not being said. And that's what needs to be. That's the thing that needs to be brought forth. That's already out there. It's kind of hard. Like, I'm gonna be honest, a little bit, because it's just showing like the video. The video of her in at the scene, basically saying, and the gash on the side of her face wasn't even that big compared to like right here on the screen, as you can see it. So, as you can see, is like, there's something not being said. Like I said, I guess I have to wait until whatever it is, because everybody's just formulating their own opinion. And then of course there are a lot of like videos showing up of her, like, but that's for another, I guess that's for another time until everything comes together. So moving on, what else is there? What else is there? Let's see. EP.106 is in the news again, man. Boy, they done caught the boy again, man. EP.106, bro. He back in the news again, bro. And of course, you know it's not for nothing good. You know it ain't for nothing. EDP.106. Victim speaks out about his behavior, accuses him of having, I don't know if I'm able to say the word MIN. You know the rest. I don't know if I'm able to say that here on YouTube or on anywhere else. So we're just gonna.
My name is Kayla, and I am unfortunately EDP's victim. I am 16. I'm turning 17, and EDP started talking to me when I was 15.
My God.
He messaged me first, and I told him my age, and he didn't block me. I
Sick.
didn't really know who he was. He was caught in a predator catch before. I didn't really know that he was friends with Tyler, the creator, or any of these other people. There's actual messages of me telling.
I mean, regardless of the situation,
I crossed out the
Taylor,
other
I don't give a
victims.
fuck. Like, she's like, "Oh, I'm gonna ruin
Name
your
out
life."
of
Well,
respect for her
if you think that
privacy.
you can ruin that bitch any more than what it's already been ruined, you go right the fuck ahead. Be my fucking guest, bitch. As a matter of fact, motherfucker, I'll get front row tickets to see this.
Oh, Kayla, why are you agreeing with him? Well, the thing is, I had to, you know, so that he wouldn't get mad at me. He threatened me from the beginning. Like, I was scared for my life.
I can't even
at this
really
point.
see what's
I
said
still
on there.
am a little bit.
But
He sent me nudes several times.
hey, yo. Oh my God. This nigga is sick. Yo. Bro. Nah, man. This man need to go. He needs to go. No, he needs to go, bro. He needs to go. You sitting up here, that's bro. I wish I would have a daughter and something like this happen. It'll be a cold day, man. That's all I know. If I had a daughter and something like this was happening, boy, it will be a cold day. Cold day. That's it. Cold day.
Of being on call with me and me seeing him nut, he had a
Oh my.
virginity because yes, I am a virgin. Okay, he had a fetish of being with a quote young emo girl like me.
Oh my
God.
God.
Nah,
bro. Nah. That's crazy. That's crazy. Never heard it in my life. That's disgusting. You a grown man. Nah, bro.
Me. Not sure how he found me. I was under Dion's Discord. He was on Discord that day, and some people think that he saw me there in the voice call. But I don't know if he did or not. I'm a very public person. I'm a model. I have me, but other victims saved on his phone.
Wow.
I remember waking up some days and feeling the urge to like vomit
Bruh.
at everything that he was telling me, but I didn't. I kept this going because.
And then I seen like another video of what's it called? Apparently Jadion got a video of him catching him again. Like not just one, he didn't get caught just one time. He getting caught a third time, and this is by over. It's over for Guy. You hear what I'm saying?
You know, this is not a fucking joke, man. I'm just seldom at a loss for words. You know, 2 years ago you were caught, kiss my ass in 4K trying to meet a 13-year-old. Really, I'm not talking to you. He's talking
So
to me.
basically, how do you get caught, bro? Getting caught that first time, and it going public all over YouTube and Twitter and everything like that. Apparently, he ain't learned his lesson. He got caught 2 more times, bro. And then the girl who was just talking just now said he got a whole bunch of stuff in his phone, bro. Like, that's nasty as hell. A sick individual. And you need to go to the slammer, my guy. Lock that man up, bro. If there's anybody who, he the one, man. Man. It's very disgusting, I ain't gonna lie. That's the nastiest thing I done seen. Like, bro. Sick. Disgusting. I don't know how somebody nasty, bro. I ain't gonna lie. Very disgusting. But we're gonna move on from that because I don't want to stay on that too much because it's making me angry thinking about it. Thinking about the fact that Let me see here what we got next. Oh, okay. Here goes one photo, in which, in this case, is the photo of him, like the photo of him, you know, the mugshot and everything like that. It was fake, apparently. Apparently, it was fake.
Look, like I wish there were some people like that. That'd be very nice for me. And yet, for some reason, the communist Democrats in Atlanta made a mugshot of me. That's a mugshot. Because I said the election was rigged.
Bro,
Believe it,
they,
more strongly than ever.
there was literally cover. Hold on. There was literally, that was really you. What are you talking about?
We all know why, and we know what they're doing, and we certainly get it. But I know I'm your favorite president, and
Not
they
my
make
favorite
me
president.
Look like a criminal, but it completely and totally backfired, as you probably read. Since my mugshot was released, our campaign has raised over.
Of course, you made top dollar. Of course. So that must have been your mugshot then. Because if it wasn't your mugshot, you wouldn't even put it up there. What is this man talking about, bro? By the way, I don't think he's the whole entire like fiasco, because that's what he believes it is. I feel like he's about to like drag it as far as he could drag it, bro. Drag it out as far as he could drag it. Hash out his money. He ain't gonna do no jail time. I don't feel like he gonna do any jail time. It's gonna be a stipulation or something like that to where he not gonna go to jail. All I know is plenty people that think he gonna go to jail. I don't think bro is going to jail, bro. I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't think he's going to jail. Like, people will say like, oh, but they threw Bill Cosby in jail. I mean, it's a way different scenario. Pretty much explained why Bill Cosby went to jail. That was a whole setup for him. So this is a completely different occurrence. This is a privileged man who has always had money because of privilege, because of him having long money, because of his status, celebrity status. And this is all before he even became president. So it's like you have to like really do your homework on somebody like Donald Trump. Donald Trump, a lot, like, and I would inquire somebody to go like really do research. You know, I don't really like a lot. You know, he's done things in the office, but I don't feel like it was him who did it. I feel like it was the House that did it, that allowed him, you know, they just put his name on it. I feel like there were things that they put in place that was good, but it like, I just feel like they just wanted to like give him some type of like experience as a president, let alone a governor, let alone any type of office. So it's like, what are we really doing here? Why did this even happen? For real. So that's just how I feel about it. I don't feel like he's going to jail.
This is nothing but election interference. They want to, but it's election interference. It's orchestrated by crooked Joe Biden, the worst president in the history.
Crooked Joe Biden,
along with the deep state. And
nah, I ain't gonna lie. I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't rock with Sleepy Joe either, bro. I ain't gonna lie to you. And just basically said a whole bunch of BS to get put in the office. And now look at where our country is, bro. And then it's like, you know, all the things that he's doing, sending money overseas to other countries. It's like, nah, bro, we got problems here. We got hella problems here, but I don't want to get into my political bag because I'll be here for hours talking, bro. I'll be here for hours talking.
November 5th, 2024, it's going to backfire.
You really believe they gonna let him run for president again?
You can go out and get it, have fun with it. But people do like it, I must say.
I ain't gonna lie, he funny as hell. Papa Trump is funny as hell, bro. The old man is funny as hell, bro. I ain't gonna lie. He funny him through right now. Didn't he say something about like, oh yeah, worst comes to worst, if I'm in jail, I'm gonna run from jail? Like, bro, no. Like, no. They not gonna let you. Like, relax, my guy. He said, if I go to jail, I'm running for president from jail, damn it. Oh God. All right. So we just gonna move on from that. Gotta start somewhere, man. I mean, I haven't really been consistent with these streams, so I'm gonna try my best to do it. Let me see. What do we have? Let me see. It's a lot. So I might as well just get into the CM Punk thing. You know, of course, CM Punk, if you follow wrestling or anything like that, or combat sports, the pay-per-view at All Out, or was it All Out that he was at? It was All Out, I believe. Jungle Boy. In which case, the altercation started because of Jack Perry trying to get heat for CM Punk making a suggestion for something. I can't remember who was it on or whatever, but that turned into a thing where it created this domino effect to where when they were at I believe it's All Out, you have a problem with me, and that turned into a whole little scuffle, yada, yada, yada. Samoa Joe had to like calm down CM Punk, yada, yada, yada. CM Punk lunged at Tony Khan, that is the owner of AEW, and told him, yo, I quit, da, 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 da. And so forth is where we are today. Look it up real quick. Let's look this BS up real quick, man. Because, man, they did my boy wrong, man. They did him wrong, man. People be sitting up here talking bad about... Terrible. It's trash, but, I mean, hey, that's the way it goes, right? The funny thing about that whole entire thing is that when he was coming back from injury, the whole thing with the Elite happened, and you know, they weren't on good terms already. So while they were in negotiation, Warner Discovery gave Tony Khan X amount of dollars, and they was like, hey, listen, we'll give you this money, right? Try to fix it. We don't care what you got to do. Get him back, because he's a very big commodity to this company. So we need you to get the top selling merchandiser on, and we'll give you this money, and you start Collision and so on and so forth. So, bro, CM, he was willing to sit down with Y2J. He was really extending an olive branch for the better of the business. Now, the Elite, on the other hand, was like, ish with him. Nothing. We ain't about to sit down with him or nothing. So, even though that happened, he brought him back. And then he kept CM Punk on Collision. And he kept... fast forward to now, there were like reports that said like, hey, there was supposed to be a meeting in Atlanta. And one side says that... CM Punk's side says that, like, hey, he was supposed to meet with them, but they canceled it. The Elite basically claimed, I guess the latter side of that says that, like, oh, hey, he had made comments about Hangman Page in an interview or something like that, and that's what made them, like, cancel EPs. By the way, like, why did you give the Elite power, bro? You realize now if somebody like Hangman Page or Kenny Omega says, they already say that the backstage locker room at AEW is toxic as hell. So like, it's crazy that like, and then but there's no word on how long he got suspended for. He could have got suspended for like 4 days with pay. It's crazy.
Today I had to make one of the toughest decisions of my professional career. Today I terminated Phil Brooks, CM Punk, for cause.
That's crazy, bro.
This stems from a backstage incident at AEW All In last Sunday. The incident to do with it. I've been going to wrestling shows for over 30 years. I've been producing them on this network for nearly 4 years. Never in all that time have I ever felt until last Sunday that my security, my safety, my
This
life
got to be the
was in danger
fakest. This got to be the fakest he talking about right now. Crock of bull, bro. The elite literally just saved their asses by trying to make it look like bro was like, man, it's crazy, bro.
wrestling show. I don't think anybody should feel that way at work. I don't think the people I work with should feel that way.
It's crazy.
I had to make a very difficult choice today. It came at
A very difficult choice. And you know why he's saying he had to make a very difficult choice? Because he was like, Warner did give me that money. Discovery Warner did give. I don't care what people talking about. Oh, he's a problem. He's a cancer. He's a this. He's a that. Bro, I feel like at some point, this man right here needs to put his foot down and be a boss, bro. Over you and think that they got like pull like that. Cause if it's this easy to get rid of him, imagine how much range they gonna pull in the next 6 months if somebody from the elite decide they want to be a world champion. If somebody from the elite decide they want to be tag team champions, like, bro, come on. Never give. We gonna see. We gonna see, man.
Recommendation of a discipline committee here in AEW, as well as outside legal counsel, who delivered a unanimous
Legal counsel
recommendation.
is the
And
elite.
I have followed up on that recommendation.
The legal counsel is the elite.
I'm sorry to any fans who are upset by this. I'm sorry to anyone
Oh,
who's upset
God.
by this. Despite that, we're going to have a great show tonight on Collision, and we're going to have a great AEW.
And then the
All-Out
funniest thing
tomorrow in
is,
Chicago. Last weekend was the greatest.
the
weekend.
funniest thing about all this is that it's so goofy on AEW's part, goofy on Tony Khan, goofy on the elite. After they fired this man, they were in Chicago for Collision, and they were also in Chicago for the All Out pay-per-view. You can only imagine how many people in Chicago was booing Tony Khan, booing the Young Bucks.
AEW history. This is the greatest week in AEW history. We're going to continue the great momentum.
This man is really wet behind the ears, I ain't gonna lie. Literally. Bro is wet behind the ears. Y'all got to remember that he's a new... I'm not making no excuses for this guy. He's a POS himself. Letting somebody who has never... Letting some people who have never ran a wrestling company tell him what to do. Like I said, man, he got to be a boss at the end of the day. Got to be a boss at the end of the day, and you know, you just can't let them tell you what to do. You know, and then he sat down. Here's another funny. He started trying to explain himself to the Chicago crowd. Like, no, shut your ass up. Get on. You made the decision. Now live with the thing that you did. They gonna boo you. They gonna boo the elite. Bro, look at this. He is before. If this was Vince McMahon, he would have fired whoever he needed to fire, but he would have made what WWE does is they'll take things that are opportunistic and they'll turn it into gold, man. It might like the whole thing, like the thing with Matt Hardy, Edge, and Lita, bro. They turned that into gold. Would have made his character even more polarizing, bro. But it would have got eyeballs. Tony Khan don't know what he doing. This man had the audacity to sit up here and explain himself. Get the hell to the back, bro. Don't nobody want to hear all of this. Outside legal counsel. Why is he lying? I wouldn't be surprised if CM Punk just said, I'm never wrestling again, bro. People talking about he gonna go to WWE, but he's barely even wanted there, man. He's barely even wanted there. But I mean, weren't well liked in the locker room. you know, like somebody like a good example, Hulk Hogan. They brought him back, and he had a whole sex tape fiasco, racist thing going on, and you know, it was people who felt the way about him. Definitely got looks. Definitely got, you know, because he's, you know, one of their biggest money makers. I think that was a Vince call more than anything. But I guess with Phil Brooks is different, you know. He, I don't know. He's not well liked. He's you know, he's rubbed people the wrong way, whatever, what have you. I mean, can't rule it out, but I'm saying he ain't coming back. Decision that he wanted to go to AEW. He's like, man, if one more bad thing happens, I'm not coming back. I'm not coming back. So all these people sitting there talking about, oh yeah, he's going to do, and he decided to go into like basically full on like rogue and just not have anything to do with wrestling. Every time WWE is in Chicago, people talk about, oh, yeah, he's going to come back. He's going to come back. Every single time in Chicago, he ain't coming. He ain't coming. He ain't coming. Why do people continue to hold out hope? They said that Nick Khan would have. Tony Khan need to get things straight, bruh. But on the other things, man, let me see here. So the game over the weekend, what was it? Colorado versus what is it, TCU? Buffaloes, man. Fun to watch, bro. Very, very fun to watch, bro. Like for real, for real. They was doing. I know I'm saying a lot, but like, bro, give him the Heisman now. You hear me? Give that man the Heisman now, bro. They was man. They beat a ranked team. Like that throws me. He did it, bro. He did that. He did that. They came out, they did what they said they was gonna do, man. Did that thing, man. Now it's only up from here, just to see what is possible for the what's next for them, you know. It's gonna be it's gonna be a good time for college football. I feel like real good time for college football. Speaking of sports, so now Undisputed got like four hosts now. They got Richard Sherman, they got Michael Irvin, and Keyshawn Johnson. It's crazy. He didn't go out and get one host. He went and got four hosts. I like the dynamic because Skip don't really get to talk that much now. Now that it's like three other people with him. He don't really get to talk, and I don't really like hearing him talk when it comes to like football. I ain't gonna lie to you. Let alone basketball. Man. I think football athletes ain't got a basketball analysis person. That way, like somebody like a Gilbert Arenas. You know how cool, like how good it would be to see Gilbert Arenas on ESPN, bro. He would be fire on ESPN, bro. But I mean, he's doing just as well. You know, having Cameron and Mace, I love that too. Because they speak the real. You know, they aren't like, there isn't like good to really like, you know, sports shows. Especially like the ones online are really in a good place. And then Stephen A. Smith, Shannon Sharp is with Stephen A. Smith now. That's crazy. That tells you that he misses being at Undisputed. It's kind of a little indifferent for me because we waits together to talk about, you know, Stephen A. Smith is sports goes. You know, I like it though. Because you have somebody who really knows, you know, people say that Stephen A. don't know what he's talking about, but I mean, at the end of the day, maybe not all the time, but for the most part, I think he does. And then you have Shannon Sharp, of course. He knows the game of football up and down, all around. So I think it'll be dope to see, you know, them. I feel like I've talked about everything. Ooh, you know what? Let's talk about, should I talk about her? I don't really want to talk about her. Krishan Rock going live on Instagram for a birth. It's weird, bro. For a birth is crazy, in my opinion. Like, has the internet really consumed people this much to where people it's completely out of here, man. Very out of here, bro. Like, this world is out of here. There's too much going on, man. Too much going on, bro. For real, for real. Too much going on. This is it. LeVar Ball, you know, of course, you know, the Big Baller brand apparently is back. You know, he's back producing shoes and stuff, which I thought they were already doing it because, you know, they had to like stop for a second because, you know, the guy, his business partner was like stealing and stuff. Let's look at this real quick. Get off. Why? But why? Why though? Why though? Why? What like what could have stopped you from just like there's nothing sacred anymore, bro. There's nothing sacred anymore. I mean, and then, you know, oh yeah, they saying Blueface was. You want him to be there? Y'all beefing. He don't like you. You don't like him. I'm gonna be right back. Hold on, I gotta take a piss. Oh look. All right, man, I'm back. Reacted some things on YouTube. Let's see what we got here. This one. All right, so we're gonna be reacting to first of all, this Joe Rogan clip of UFO invest. I came to realize that I've never like really reacted to anything from Joe Rogan, so this will be my first time. Let me see what they got.
The Joe Rogan Experience.
It's the first time in history that you have Commander David Fravor, Lieutenant Ryan Graves, and then one just told what happened to him. He chased a UFO. Then you've got Ryan Graves, who his whole squadron has been seeing these things. You've had both on your podcast. But Grush stood up there, and he was very careful with his words, and I want people to know why.
I've always wondered, what is the fascination? You know, what is spirits? It's like the things that they're curious about. Like, why? What is the fascination with your curiosity of like wanting to do that? Like, why? What compels you to say, hey?
If you look at that setting, you're going to see right behind him was a guy named Chuck McCullough. Chuck McCullough is the former Intelligence Community Inspector General. So like the cops of the intelligence community. And he was right behind David Grush, who is his client. And look at those two handsome guys right there. So there's, this is the biggest conspiracy photo of all time. Can you imagine people seeing this and being like, what are those idiots doing up there with him? But so behind.
About a bunch of comments that Clapper was looking at my notes during that.
So
Who is that guy? I don't know.
He's just part of Ryan's organization but you know, here's the deal, man. This photo is kind of hilarious because George had ontological shock when we were in that room. It's like he's sitting there. I mean, he's sitting there and seeing after assessment of kind of the estimate of the situation on UFOs, but he named names and programs. But what you're seeing there is, and I kind of had to fight for this, you know, is getting his lawyer behind him should be like a whistleblower protection. Dude, it was hard to get his lawyer behind him. I had literally had to put the lawyer behind him. So we got the lawyer behind him so he could lean in and be like, careful, Dave, careful, which he did like a bunch of times. And then there's George looking all scrunched, and everybody's like, why Jeremy over there with no one next to him? I think people are a little afraid of me because, you know, a little bit of a maniac sometimes. Whatever. We're there. Dave starts talking. They ask him questions. These weren't pre-scripted or anything. You know, we're talking about what could be asked for sure, but they weren't pre-scripted. What Dave Grush said, and correct me or add to if I get this wrong, Dave Grush said, I did an investigation. It was my job. 2,000 special access programs, like black programs. And it was my job to find out if any of them had to do with UAP and if there's any money being hidden, like misappropriated, theft. And he's like, after interviewing people who worked on the craft firsthand, and they had to come in, or they willingly came in. He called them hostile and non-hostile witnesses. And he's like, so I did that whole thing. The second I did that, which was my job, I was given the job, reprisals started happening to me. So he smartly did a whistleblower complaint through the Presidential Protection Act.
Oh yeah, they definitely got him. It's every type of surveillance on him. Every type of surveillance on him.
Act 19 or something. He got the community, did their own investigation into David Grush's witnesses, and what he found, they interviewed like 40 plus under oath and immediately said, David Grush's claim is both credible and urgent. So it's not like just one guy telling you. Our intelligence community did a deep dive investigation into what David Grush told them. He kept saying, in the appropriate environment, if you've got clearance, we can do that. I'm willing to give you a list of hostile and non-hostile, people that worked on the craft. You know, biologicals, he even said. He's like, I'll give that to you today. We just got to get a SCIF, and we got to make sure that you have access, you have clearance. And he was denied a SCIF that day.
He's a credible guy. He's the real deal. Community working for the National Geospatial Intelligence Agency. He was assigned by his boss to be the liaison to the UAP task force. That's what Congress had set it up to investigate the whole UFO matter before the current program existed. And the guy who was in charge of the task force, Jay Stratton, gave him a job. Go find the special access programs that are hiding UFO stuff, either siphoning millions of dollars or they've got technology, crash retrievals, reverse
If UFOs exist, I'm sure the government knows, man. They know, and they ain't trying to tell us nothing, man. There are plenty of plans, tricks, and plots. It's open source and free resource all over the internet to know about things that have been swept under the rug by our GOVT. So I mean, soon enough, if it can really hold on and keep something under a rug forever, as we see with a bunch of injustices that have happened way back in the 40s and 50s and 60s and 70s, as it pertains to companies mismanaging and doing wrong things.
Most of the juiciest stuff that he found, he can't say in an unclassified setting. It has to be, because they will get him. They will bust his ass if they can. They've already tried.
Like 4 times, and that's something offline we'll talk about. There have been, he says, that's outside of that. Like, I get asked by people in the government, has he ever told you the number of crashes? Has he ever told you locations? Like, I'm going to fucking answer you. First of all. Second of all, no, he hasn't. Because that would be illegal.
Like I'm going to.
So he is authorized to talk about a very limited number of things. Is that correct?
And they're not vouching for their authenticity. Dobster process, write it in what you want to talk about and see what they come back about what you can't talk about. So they're not saying what he's saying is true. They're just saying you can talk within these parameters. I would like to see if what he's saying is true. So we just need that option.
So who gives him the authority to talk about these things?
No one gives him the authority. He's taking that all on himself. He's a true whistleblower. Whether you believe his claims or not, what he's doing is legal, but it's a career killer, right? Dobster says they go through it and they make sure that things that are like highly sensitive or classified, right? Like you can't say this word or this program or this name. So they kind of do it as a pre-publication thing. They take their time. But also when you get pushback where people are trying to entrap him or get people to say that he said something out of school, the Dobster people are like, no, he's fine. Like, he's talked within those parameters. He just has to be careful to not accidentally say something that is outside of those parameters. And right now is a very sensitive time for that, immediately.
It's interesting. And we have been told there's a guy might introduce himself. And Jeremy was shooting video of me sitting at a bar at the moment that this guy walked up and introduced himself. So he had that moment on camera. And then we got to know him a little bit. A couple months later, he comes out to Las Vegas. There was a Star Trek convention. We were going to speak at it. And he comes out because he likes Star Trek, like everybody likes Star Trek, comes out and spends 2 days with us. The next suspended, his clearance was suspended. We were worried, oh, Christ, was he seen in our company? And that's what happened? But that was the beginning of his first real big trial.
Like some
not with us, but he had already been investigating it on behalf of the UAP task force. And he had shared information through the whistleblower process with the Inspector General.
Yeah, let me just break down real simple. So here he is. He gets this job. He's looking at all these special access programs. He's a fucking brilliant guy. He's a physicist, by the way. You know, like he's a brilliant guy. And he comes up to him at this bar where we were at. That's the first time that he talked to anybody outside of government. Now, he didn't share anything he shouldn't, but he was kind of coming to George and then to me to say, I'm doing this whistleblower thing. I am concerned for my safety and just in general for my career. He wanted a journalist or journalists to know, not to report on it. So imagine that. We don't even break the story that we had in months and months. He actually came to my home, you know, met my family. Like, and I got to know him, and we vetted and vetted. Okay, this guy is who he says he is. He's already talking at this Star Trek thing because my friend growing up from my jiu-jitsu class was Rod Roddenberry. So he's like the son of Gene Roddenberry. So he's just like, dude, Jeremy, come talk to a bunch of Trekkies about real UFOs. And I'm like, cool, I'll do it. It's in George's hometown. So that was a great opportunity for Dave to come and meet with us again and just talk to us, right? They could to fuck with this guy. So that was our first like heads up. Oh, dude, how this guy gets treated is going to dictate everybody else that has come to us in private saying, I think this is
so.
Eyes off that
he
man.
stayed on the job for a couple more months and then retired because he sees the handwriting on the wall and he left. And that's when he started plotting the next chapter. And now we're seeing the backlash process firing up and spill all the beans. They got to find a media guy to go after him. This article in The Intercept.
The Intercept did a smash piece. By the way, we already knew that place. The first day one, I talked to him. I said, what dirt are they going to pull up on you? If what you're telling me is true, they're going to get some dirt. And he goes, look, man, I had PTSD. I dealt with it. I survived it. Nothing horrible happened. But, you know, he told us day one, man, that Intercept thing was some bullshit. They come in and they try to discredit what character to try to minimize what he's telling you. So we saw that with Dave. And that was only the visible stuff. I'm telling you, things behind the scenes that have been done to Dave and his family, it's disgusting. Like, not even just like pull your clearance kind of shit. Like, there are people that don't want him. He's an embarrassment, you know, to the Department of Defense.
We are in a pushback phase. They not only the intelligence community and military folks tipped off a reporter and said, go look for this. And they found some police records of where he was drinking too much and was suicidal. And that was adjudicated. It was looked at. The Department of Defense, his employers looked into it. He'd gone through treatment. He got past it. He was a better person, a stronger person for it. But they leaked that information to besmirch his character. And now we see additional pushback in Congress. So this committee that held this hearing into UAP matters was a subcommittee on national security of the Oversight Committee, the larger committee. Enough of that bullshit. We're not doing that anymore because, in their words, it could be an embarrassment to the Department of Defense.
They don't want people speculating anymore.
Yeah, right, it'd be an embarrassment for what's going to come out.
I mean, it was a big success, you know, to have this publicly done. It's the first time in history that we have direct that happened. And that's pretty telling to me that we should do it again.
Damn. So basically, just like what I said. Just like what I said about dude, man. They got their eyes on Buddy. They got their eyes on about what's it called? He said up there talking about the UFO sightings and stuff. Yeah, man. It just sounds like another year. React to real CEO of India. Real CEO of India. You feel what I'm saying? If this is in, man, such a scary moment. This right here is a very scary moment. Very scary moment, bro.
I don't know him at all. He's just trying to break into my house. I just did my best intentions to try to protect my family. Well, I was just sitting on the couch playing the game. So I just left it alone, went back to go play the game, and then he rang the doorbell, my Ring doorbell. So I just got up, went to the went to my closet, and I answered and just told him, hey, what's up? Basically, how can I help you?
Can I help you? Oh, yes, they came to check your air filters. I'm not sure, this is 38277?
Telling me that he was maintenance, and then he needed to come check my air filter, but I knew it was a lie, because last time we had tried to get our maintenance to get our air filter earlier, and then he had said, oh no, I'm here to check your air filter. So I felt suspicious about it anyways. Plus, he had on I guess it looked like a tracksuit. He had on blue sweatpants with the black shoes and I think it was a blue sweatshirt. And then he had the bandana on, but he was playing the part. He had the whole note. He just told me, all right, I closed the phone.
Why did they specifically pick that dude's apartment? Hey, he said he ain't known.
I don't know, just maintenance, I guess.
No. Yeah, we're checking the air filters.
Oh, nobody's home right now. You'll have to wait till another. And then 3 minutes later, while I'm playing the game, I hear a loud ass bang at the door, and then I'm thinking someone's trying to knock, but no, I hear another bang, and then I try to hurry up and tell him, hey, someone's in the house, we need to do something. So in that moment, I tried to hurry up and I guess you could say find my firearm, and it was far away, so I had to like hurry up, scurry, and go grab my gun, come back, and I positioned myself by my couch and my hallway, facing directly at the door, right at the door, and hoping I hit him. And when I guess say, sure enough, he left downstairs, and that's basically everything. Had to call the cops and wait for them to show up.
Damn. Bro, that is scary. I ain't gonna lie, that's scary, bro. That is scary. Damn. That is scary.
Looking at the video, they fired back, but I'm not too
when?
sure. I know he fired back, but I don't know when.
When did he?
Intention to try to protect my family.
What did you think when you watched that video back?
I was hoping I got him. That's mainly everything. I was just hoping I got him. Then again, I wasn't trying to have anything bad fall on me, because I realized, looking back at the video, I hit my neighbor's house, and I wasn't trying to, but luckily, thank God, they left 20 minutes
Nobody was home. That's good.
So just to try to shoot their
Shoot.
house. Now I don't know.
He's super chill.
I haven't fully processed everything yet. I'm just waiting, I guess.
Damn.
Police have not found these folks yet.
Yeah, not to my knowledge.
They have not. No, they told me they have not.
Okay.
So,
I'm pretty sure he got names and everything. He got names and everything, bro. The streets talk, bro.
I even got your name ever since the video's been public. I got a name and everything. I'm just waiting on the detective to call me. And and hopefully, and wondering, we also have a GoFundMe, and I'm wondering if anybody could try to, I guess you could say, help us out. We're literally struggling in this bad time and just everything. I guess
Where is this at?
That was the straw that broke the camel's back. There we go. Like everything just fell to hell.
Oh, this is an Oak Cliff. Okay, yeah.
No, I guess you could say we're just living paycheck to paycheck here. It's hard to pass by with everything being so expensive now. Rent's getting so high. The leasing office, we're trying to get everything fixed out right there, but now we're trying to fix the door. They after the incident, we called them, and I don't know how they don't have no doors to replace. So we have to wait till today. Supposedly, I don't even think the door's gonna get replaced today.
So it's probably not gonna get
everything's falling
replaced.
apart. We're trying to figure out where we're gonna stay. We have to move everything out of this. And
Ghetto
we have
apartments, bro.
It's just hard.
Close the door and somebody tried to rob you.
Looking at it, just work so hard for all this. Just
Somebody tried to burglarize your house, your apartment.
Just no words.
Crazy,
no words
bro.
Can be spoken to express how I feel about this.
you rent this place?
He's super chill though.
This is my wife's apartment.
But it's a rental?
Yes. Oh, they told me I let off 13 shots. I couldn't believe it. But then again, I did empty the clip.
Facts.
Supposedly, this one right here and this shot over here are the shots that he let off himself. Yeah, if I didn't think fast enough.
Do you have any advice for folks who maybe aren't as...
Grab a knife.
Well, I guess you could say the most advice I can give to people is just be aware of surroundings. Anybody can happen. Anything can happen nowadays because anybody doesn't care
It's a
anymore.
good thing they had a ring light. Shoot. If they wouldn't have had a ring light, and bro would have looked through himself, because that's trifling as hell. They said they ain't gonna fix the door. They more than likely ain't gonna fix the damn bullet holes in the door. Like, for real. It's a very sad predicament for. Oh, and then he did a interview with Real Life Productions. Should I do that? Should I look at that? Let me see here. They really got this man on the interview. They really got this man on the interview. They got this man on the interview, bro. It's crazy. Nah. I mean.
So, my wife had just left the house at least, I'm going to say 30 minutes prior to what happened. And she had left to go pick up a friend to come bring back to the house, because I was visiting for at least a couple of days. And then, I guess you could say, through the ring camera, I had seen someone pass. And then so he kept knocking like at least a good 30 more seconds to a minute. And then he rang the ring camera. So I guess you could say I wasn't forced to talk to him, but I had to talk to him because he rang the camera. So I answered and just told him like, what does he need or what does he want? And then he basically lied to me and just told me, hey, I'm maintenance, and he lied twice. Came and said someone was there to change the air filter, or someone was there for air filters. And I already knew something was up right there. I was like, nah, I'm good. And I just told him basically he needs to come back another day because nobody was home. But then again, it also is kind of odd how someone whose maintenance is going to come to your house wearing a full jumpsuit, like full blue sweatshirt and sweatpants.
Like dead serious. They would call like the apartment complex with like whatever apartment complex it is. They'll call you. I mean, even then, you still got to be leery of like, somebody acting like they maintenance. Maintenance people don't really wear like some apartment complexes. Maintenance people. He's done that. The guy in question has done that before and has worked. So I mean,
and with what is I forgot what.
Yeah, look at the whole part.
Yeah, like no, and then he did try to play the part too. He even had a whole notepad and all that. I guess you could say after everything happened, whenever I checked the camera again, he was literally there writing on a notepad, looking down. I was like, man, he really played the. And then a couple.
Wait, stay right there. I'm just curious. On the level of acting, what
skill would you give him 1 to 10? How his acting level?
If it wasn't me, I bet you somebody would open that door. I'll tell you that. Now, he was playing that part.
He might have done this before.
Yeah.
What game were you playing?
Cyberpunk.
27-7.
Yes, sir.
That's a glitchy game. But anyway, fuck, I don't know. All right.
What do you rate Cyberpunk so far?
That's a 10 out of 10. That's a 10 out of 10.
So him to be on that game.
Yeah, he had my help, got up, went to the door to see who it was, and of course, followed by another bang. So I hurry up, rush to the door, check to the people, and I see him trying to kick my door down. So I hurry up and rush. My brother was in the restroom at the time, so I had to hurry up and go to him and like, hey, dude, someone's at the door. I'm gonna let him come in. I was literally gonna let him like bust through the door because I didn't know what was gonna happen if I just shot and the police come. Like, oh well, we don't know what to do, basically. So
basically,
I guess you could say I was just waiting, and then I saw that whenever he let off one kick, he broke the door off the hinges at the bottom. So I was like, oh no, I'm not gonna let that happen. And whenever I saw that, I looked at the ring camera. No, this was the first time I had to use my weapon.
And what made you shoot all your shots?
I was scared.
Wait, how many shots was it? 13?
Cops told me it was 13.
How much was capacity?
The capacity is 12, but if you add +1, it's 13. Yeah.
What type of gun was it?
Taurus G2C.
How long have you owned that gun? If you don't mind me.
I had it since my 20th birthday, November 20th or 21st.
Man, so that's crazy that you never used it before, but this time called on it. So
You had to.
All right, let's go ahead and paint this in because now you kind of took us through as far as what was going on through the video.
I ain't coming out this bathroom.
Shots, I know he tried to keep his cool and see what was going on.
From the moment the guy first knocked and said maintenance, your brother was it was just you on the game, or your brother was he out there with you and then he went to the bathroom, or?
I'm guessing so. He was probably in the restroom the whole time. I'm not sure because there's a room that's like right there, and I don't know if he was in the room or if he was in the restroom the whole time. But all I know is whenever I went to him, he was in the restroom.
After the situation, you were displaced. You're kind of choosing whether to go stay somewhere new. Even for you to come up here, you are looking for the public's assistance to, of course, you got to GoFundMe. We're going to put that link in the, in the situation, in the description. And we definitely want people to at least hear this story and assist where they can because it's a worldwide Ring camera. Pick them up. Is your situation where the Ring camera just shows you any motion in front of your house?
Like if anybody passes in front of the camera, I just get the notification says, I guess you say blink motion has been detected.
Right, and this is Blink. This is a Blink system.
Yeah, it's Blink system.
I don't want to give Ring no credit they didn't deserve. Shout out Blink, home security. So the Blink system, the guy walks by, you see it, and then he comes knocks on the door. Now I think from what we saw was after you responded. Now, first of all, what made you respond that you weren't home? Most people will say they're home or say, hey, we just leave. We don't need it right now.
Yeah, I just wasn't trying to deal with it. Basically. Once someone tells you you're not home, their first instinct is, oh, well,
and this is whoever the guys were. When you see these security systems on people's doors, you know that you're on camera already. Yeah, this guy did not have a mask on. He just had a bandana on.
Really retarded.
And I questioned the bandana. I'm like, okay, you got a bandana. I'm like, all right, well, fuck it, maintenance men, whatever. But he had no mask, so he knows he's on Ring. He's talking to you, so he knows
something's there.
He did not. So he acted like
he lightly tapped it, and whenever he turns his head, I guess whenever the footage cuts off, he walks downstairs.
Damn.
Yeah.
So then he comes back.
Yeah.
Do you feel your home was a target?
I'm not sure. If I'm being truly honest, I'm not sure.
Man, because it seems there's so many layers to this. Man.
He said
it seems as but multiple kicks. I mean, you're really trying to technically get in.
Yeah. He wanted something from in the house.
He wanted something from in the house, and he had a guy who was masked up. Who must have really knew, like,
yeah, I don't know about the match.
He came in after a couple of attempts. He came in and gave
they caught
his
the first
couple of tries. First of all, what kind of doors are those? Like, what are these wooden doors or plastic?
No, they're like steel doors. I'm not sure. I know it's metal.
Okay. Are we even able to do you want to put the apartment's name out there?
But whenever people talk about it, it's supposed to be Dallas, even though like Oak Cliff is, I guess you could say a certain area, but I don't know.
Yeah, it's part of Dallas. It's in the southern sector of Dallas. Before this is who stays here? Like who lives here?
This is my wife's apartment.
This is your wife's apartment. Is there word of like crime that happens in this area?
Oh yeah. I want to say like 2 weeks after she moved in, 2 hours later they all ran out, and at 6 a.m. they had knocked on our door asking for the footage because they got robbed.
Wow, they didn't want your footage.
Yeah, because we were the only people who have I guess you could say the camera right there.
Probably don't go home security route. They don't go the Ring or the Blink cameras.
Yeah.
That is something that your wife yourself. That's something that you say, hey, we need to get. We need to have this Blink camera.
Yeah, basically if anything happens, all the evidence is right there.
Man, definitely. Oh my God.
Like
people right there.
Oh wow. And the hallway is right next to
it.
Yeah. You let all 13 shots go, and we were talking about this before you came on and off camera. Like, why not let just a few shots go and wait and see what happens next?
Well, if I'm being honest, I was hoping I caught him letting off 13 shots.
For my life, bro.
Someone's breaking into my house. What do you expect?
Exactly.
Very true. Very true. Did you?
I couldn't hear anything. I was just hoping like nobody was there. Of course, nobody wasn't, but. Yeah, I couldn't hear anything.
You didn't open the door until the law.
Yeah, I didn't open the door until police came.
Okay, okay.
I wasn't nervous of that.
When the police got there, did you think someone was hit?
I don't know. I didn't see the footage till like after the police got there.
Channel 11, 8, a couple other ones.
Yeah, it was Channel 11, 8, Univision, and Fox 4.
You said no Telemundo, Dave.
No Telemundo.
Time up, you hadn't talked to your neighbors.
No, I guess I was trying to because they had us held there for a while, and then our neighbors came like, I want to say an hour later, and then of course the police were just like, hey, y'all can't come over here, this is a crime scene, and they're trying to wonder what happened, and they explained it to them. I was just trying to go up to them, tell them like, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to, like someone just tried to break into my house, and I had to do what I had to do, basically.
Have you seen this footage right now?
I just like tell them I'm sorry, I didn't know what would happen. I guess you could say like no one's expecting for someone just to break into their house, so I had to do what I had to do to defend my family.
I'm curious, if you had a shot through the door and the neighbor did get hit, would you have went to jail for that?
I am not sure. When I talked to the police, they had told me that charged with he'd be charged with that charge of them getting shot.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Do you have like renter's insurance? Yeah, things like that, where if let's say they would have got in one kick, were you ready to take a life? Like mentally, were you ready to say, I'm ready to take a life versus
I'm sure
letting
he
them have what they
was.
want?
I guess personally, I guess you can say that because I would ask you the same question in your shoes. I guess you can say break into my house just so I have all authority to kill them. No, once someone's trying to break into my house, you're already threatening me and my family. So if I have to do anything to take action, of course, I should have all authority to do it right there.
Mm-hmm. When your wife arrived, what was her thoughts?
Well, she was just scared. She didn't know I guess you could say what could happen because once I called, I felt for the worst.
What about your brother? Once he came out the bathroom and saw the chaos, what did he say? Like, what the fuck?
Yeah, he was just like, what the fuck just happened? Like, are you good? Did anything happen? What happened? I had to just explain to him the whole situation too.
Do you think he would have done the same thing?
Definitely.
So wait, your gun was in a distance to where you could reach it. You just keep it on the couch with you? You just sleep with it?
No, I don't do. I keep it in a bag.
Okay,
Just
but
like
it's
for safekeeping it.
Yeah, but you keep it nearby to where it's not put up in the closet on the top.
At that moment, no, it was not put up. I guess you could say I won't say arrived like a couple hours earlier, and I had just put my bag down the couch by the.
With that being said, for anybody else at home that owns a firearm, you have practice with it at a gun range.
Yes.
Do you wish you would have had a different weapon, maybe a Mossberg or something?
If I had a shotgun, they were just like, we'll be right back. Whenever they went, they're like, all right, well, we're gonna have to take your gun for an investigation. The cops kept telling me like, dude, you literally all in one circle. Your grouping is perfect.
So they took your firearm?
Yes.
So
They
now
give
you're
it back to you?
That just make no sense.
Well, I call back and they should at least work something out because at first I had to wait at least 6 or 7 weeks, and then a detective called me like a couple days ago telling me, hey,
like someone just tried to break into my home and now y'all about to leave me defenseless.
Exactly.
I mean, understand though. What if that gun was an illegal weapon? What if that gun was stolen and had a couple dead bodies on it? That would have been different. Yeah, that would have been a different scenario for me.
Did the cops believe your story when you told them, or they look at you like?
I'm open so. I wouldn't know if I'm being wrong.
Your first home invasion, like ever that you ever experienced?
Yes.
Was this your first time ever dealing with like a violent person coming at you?
Yes.
Man, your reaction
Crazy, bro.
Yeah, his reaction is I don't know if a lot of people would have done the same.
A lot of people were saying that too, but I guess you could say they kept saying if they were in my shoes, they wouldn't know what they would have done. They probably would have panicked and just went to the closet or restroom. And I was
somebody to try to come into your home like that. Like,
how?
This looks like
they was
you were in criminal
trying to
activity.
rob
They're in
him.
criminal activity. They're trying to break into a trap house or something.
How?
I'm not gonna lie, I had to ignore all that shit because all that,
That's
like, look, I'm gonna
stupid.
be real
That's
honest.
dumb as hell.
People are reaching very far for someone to just be like, oh, someone's breaking into his house in broad daylight. He has to be a drug dealer. So why am I a drug dealer? Y'all have no evidence and all that. Like, dude, someone was just trying to break. It's not even my house.
It was
my
a
wife's house.
random.
Someone breaks into my
Exactly.
wife's house and oh, I'm a drug dealer. He stays there. I'm like, dude, it's retarded. It's honestly retarded.
ridiculous,
really hearing
bro.
that.
No, that's crazy in itself.
You could say, because I went into comments and I would tell them like, y'all don't even know the full story. Everybody just keeps talking shit about how they know how everything is and that, oh, he must be a drug dealer because someone hit his house in broad daylight and they wanted something from him. Like, dude, anybody can get robbed for any reason nowadays and nobody understands that.
Exactly.
Nowadays, people are crazy. Unmasked.
Okay.
Did you know him at all? Like any? Just,
no.
He done said
has
that,
anyone
like,
around you said, "Oh, that's
mad times"?
No one around me said it, but after everything went public, everybody started DMing me on Facebook and Instagram saying, "I know how I used to go to school with him. He's a menace to society." I'm like, why is he in jail yet? Like, if he did, if he did all these.
Are you in fear for your life?
If I'm being honest, no, I hate to say it, but what they said about both of those people, those supposed to be menace to societies and they're supposed to be gangsters, thugs, people who were supposed to be real honest. If someone was supposed to be on some gang shit or in the cartel, they would have kept trying to kick down that door after I let off them shots.
Not true, but
that's real shit.
I'm really questioning what kind of door was that? Like, bro, I'm just saying. I mean, like
that's that hood lock. I'm telling you,
like,
that's that
I feel like I
hood
got
lock.
some strong leg muscles. I feel like, man, that door should have came down. But some.
So no one could try to get in.
So when you was letting off them shots, did you hear them shooting back?
No, I didn't hear anything.
Yeah.
when you heard that they got 2 shots off, were you like surprised? That, wow,
If I'm being honest, I was surprised because after everything was said and done, I was looking around, and then in my kitchen, there's a fat hole in the ceiling, and I was just like,
wow,
ain't no way my bullet hit that.
Wow.
So I'm guessing you can say, yeah, they shot off in 2 shots, but I didn't know at first.
Ethan, I think you might one day become a spokesperson for Blink. But with that being said, what if you were to tell someone who doesn't have home security, just has like a Ring camera or a Blink camera, what advice would you give them about getting that type of home security?
Getting home security just any way possible. I'd rather whether it be Ring, Blink, or just a standard like camera, that is the best possible thing that anybody can get for their home. Only because if anything happens either to a neighbor, you, or family members, it's always there. You have the video home, and now we don't know, and just I guess you can say this. It won't be as unknowing. You'll know full details on what happened.
Exactly. So important. It made me say, oh, nah. I mean, I have one too, but I'm just saying, it lets me know how important it is to make sure the batteries are charged or whatever it needs. And I'm just curious. Did your air filters need to be changed? I mean, is it dirty in the house?
Yes.
The jig was up.
Yes.
The moment they knocked on the door, the jig was up.
Yes.
Is there another excuse they could have gave to probably let you open that door? Like they would have said plumbing.
I was just about to say that. They probably could have just told her, like, if they really knew what was going on, we put in maintenance requests for certain items if they knew what, if they knew about that toilet. Yeah, I do. I guess you say, me unknowingly, I would have opened the door because she wouldn't have told me, or she couldn't have told me if they had emailed her about it anyway. I keep stuttering. Oh my God.
And you knew your gun where it was, and they went searching in the back, leaving you unattended. Would you have met this with violence, or would you have just let it play out?
Of course.
Okay,
If
Rambo.
If I'm being real honest, I'm not just about to sit down while I know that there's another option that's gonna help me and my brother, because who knows what they're on. They could just be like, all right,
You're a hero more ways than one. Man, so when it comes to just violence in that section of the city, what are your thoughts as far as just with like where, home invasions, car break-ins, just violence in that section of the city? Or is it a lot? Is it, not as much? I mean, again, I feel like everyone in that section has to kind of worry.
It's bad.
Because the first, I want to say like the first 2 days after she moved in, someone had died at a wing, at Wings and More, a place down the street from where she stayed called Wings and More. Someone had died right there. And then a whole week later, the person who shot him got killed. And then I guess you could say 2 weeks after that, that's whenever the people in front of her got robbed. And then 2 weeks, not like at least a month, like it's pretty crazy over there. People don't give a fuck out there.
Why she
So
like,
do you have a gun license?
there?
No.
So did you like the law, the new?
Because a law can just pull up to anybody, even though the law is there. Like, oh, you don't need I forgot the license and all that. Yeah. Cop can still be a hoe and just be like, well, you're underage and you didn't buy this yourself, so you're gonna have to either come with us or give me your gun. So I would say, even though the law had still passed, it's good. But even if you are above, I'm 20.
20.
Yes.
Damn, you only 20 years old.
Most 20-year-olds ain't knowing what to do with this situation, man. I'm telling you, man, you're very poised to be this young and having this traumatizing situation happen. You're very poised to be sitting here just being able to speak on it. Because sometimes, this could traumatize people. So I'm just curious, like, were you like watching a lot of violent movies growing up, or like I know he was sitting down playing Call of Duty. They just knew you were playing Call of Duty, the Nicki Minaj expansion pack. They just knew you had it. They knew you was ready and you was cocked ready to go. But no, you was actually on story mode on Cyberpunk, which is cool. Shout out Cyberpunk. I hope they get some promotion.
Right,
Has this
some
given
good
you type of
promotion.
PTSD or any anxiety?
All that shit out.
Have you had any trouble sleeping?
Yes. I have real PTSD. No, I can't. No.
Only one firearm, and now that the laws have it, and they're looking at it, and we'll get back to you in a couple of days. Does that make you want to say, hey, I need to have a couple more, like to make sure I'm never unarmed?
Personally, yes, I would say, because if that can happen now, that can happen whenever. Like, I guess you
could
I was
leave
be
there
prepared for any
something could
situation.
happen.
You had the questions. I'm like, did you have to like ask some questions?
No, I didn't have to do anything. If I'm being honest, I could trust her. I know she's not into any of that BS.
Yeah, it's crazy, man. Again, I was actually myself part of someone had tried to kick my door in, and I had just moved into the apartments literally 4 days, and I'm like, whole door came open.
Dang.
They ended up running away though. They ended up kicking open. They must got scared. Maybe they're kids, but I'm like, because again, I know this kind of displaced y'all, and you're kind of figuring out. Or before you even answer that, what did the apartment say about the situation as far as, hey, we're gonna fix this?
Yeah, they're trying to help her out in all ways possible. I guess you could say they're trying to see if they can basically pay in full, and not pay in full, but I guess you could say use whatever they can to see if we won't have to be able to pay for the damages and all that. And hopefully, I guess you could say whatever she put down for her security deposit, that can go down for everything else, and we just pay whatever's minor out of hand.
Motherfucker. Security deposit go towards the anyway. With that being said, where are y'all at now as far as y'all are, of course, as America's watching this and kind of learning your story, learning who you are, that, technically right now, y'all were home. That was your home. That's where you stayed. I'm assuming you grabbed the PlayStation. is with you. I'm hoping. But now y'all are kind of displaced, so y'all kind of moving around trying to figure out what to do now. And again, I want to make sure people know that they are victim to this or have seen people that are victim to this, to assist right now if whatever you can with Ethan as far as helping y'all get to wherever y'all need to go next. Because again, situations like this is traumatizing to where you honestly don't know your next move. It's kind of like a tornado hitting. Yeah. Like you woke up that day probably saying, man, I'm gonna beat this goddamn game. And this happens. And now you're like, my whole get turned over. And we want to make sure that people heed to this. And if we do have any fans on here that are sympathetic to your plight, was it a normal day for you? Why were you home? Like, it was like
I was just visiting my wife for the time being, basically.
Okay, yeah, so she's gone. She had just left.
Yeah, she had just left to go pick up a friend, and then they were just gonna come back, and we were, like I said, we were just gonna chill.
This was just as normal day as possible.
Yeah, this was a normal day. This was just a normal day. And then, like I said, all this bullshit what he deserved. I'm hoping he got shot. Fuck that, yeah, I'm hoping he got shot.
It's crazy because again, on the footage, if he would just try to kick with his left foot, that being, if he was on the other side,
yeah, he would have got caught.
It would have been a different scenario. It would have been a different scenario. With that being said, of this, anything is gonna blink or ring does come with like a 2-camera option. Like you can have one on the outside and you can have one on the inside. Make sure the Wi-Fi bill is paid. Anything? Are you gonna switch up anything in the way you move?
Well, yeah, I'm just be more precautious. Just take, I guess you say, just keep my circle small as hell. Because I wouldn't say you saw what happened, but everybody saw what happened already. Just random ass people just came to my apartment. Just
more guns and go to the gun range.
Everybody ain't going.
Everybody ain't going. Do you prescribe, like when it comes to
in the house? Like as you say, all important doctors would just go in there, and then of course an extra firearm or whatever.
I always say whenever you do keep a safe in the house and people who be in your house know that you have a safe, they automatically assume you have something that's very valuable.
Yeah, it's like, no, if I'm being honest, that's stupid to think that. Like,
it's like you have something of value.
Yeah, there are people keep birth certificates, or it could just be small stuff.
Crazy because even here you have your wife, you brought her here. So for you to even come speak with us. And,
I'm surprised it was even on World Star. I didn't even know
saw it on the news.
I think you said the BBC reached out to you?
Yeah, BBC News reached out to me recently to try to get the video so they can make a story on it.
That's crazy, man. Yeah. So you would be trending.
I'm gonna lie. I went to a Wendy's the day after it happened, and everybody in that bitch was smiling. Everybody in that bitch
free phone. Reacted in the way that everyone wants to say that they reacted.
I don't know. Everybody trying to say that they would have let him come in and they would have fucking tortured him and did all this. I'm like, man, shut the fuck up. I know damn well none of y'all would have done shit.
Again, first kick you win. But that many kicks from different people, no. You let that thing go.
And I didn't even know it was 2 people until after the police just came crashing down. Like, damn, now I gotta help my wife out, even though she worked. She busted her ass off to get this apartment. So it's like, no, damn.
Man, again, what kind of doors was those?
You keep talking about the doors.
Ethan Wick, chapter 5. I'm just saying. Are you gonna upgrade your weapon after this? Getting a maybe higher capacity, a switch on, get a different weapon now.
I would get a different firearm, probably something more. I wouldn't say more compact, but yeah, I would get something probably has more ammo capacity to it because I would not gonna lie, them 13 shots does not feel like enough.
I know they're gonna have
boy, so you want to knock something
election
down
next year as far as presidency and things like that. Texas is a very red state, very Republican. If they ask you to come speak on the NRA to help,
of course not.
I would not be used.
It's gonna fuck up once I take that off. For hell,
for real. Nah, I hear you, man. I hear you. Nah, again,
that sort of thing can, like, for real, on a serious note, can happen to anybody, man. I think I had like an occurrence like that one time, in a previous apartment complex I used to live in. Dude came up there acting like he was the he had on the attire and everything. Luckily I had a Ring camera and I didn't open the door. I was like, nobody's home. I just kind of like left it alone, and he moved. And he's only 20 years old. That's absolutely positively crazy, man. Let me just move on to something else, man. Shout out to Ethan Rodriguez. He has a GoFundMe right there. I think I'm gonna go ahead and donate. Cause his story is everybody's story, But some people wouldn't react the same way he reacted. Some people would do something completely different. A better area, quiet area, where you gotta worry about BS happening because it's just ain't shit people, doing stuff. Can't go make their own type of money, can't go get a job or something. Take what people have worked so hard to get, like peace of mind, like somewhere where they call home. Like, all of that just to break into somebody's house, bro. You tripping. You know? But, see. I got roughly like a few minutes left. See if I could like. This is a perfect thing to end it off with. Perfect.
The NCAA we know today was founded in 1906 at the urging of then-President Theodore Roosevelt after a number of on-field deaths occurred in the nascent and unregulated sport of college football. But despite their initial mission of play, wherein athletes playing sports for the NCAA member schools do not receive any monetary compensation or benefits for their efforts.
Which is still so weird.
And as profit margins for colleges, leagues, and the NCAA itself exploded in the television era, the glaring hypocrisy of the NCAA became an increasingly noticeable public relations liability.
Because the NCAA, all the coaches, $1 million contracts, and they bring in a fair amount of revenue through television and through attendance. So the NCAA is very hypocritical.
By the 2000s, the NCAA was a bloated billion-dollar business overseen by feckless appointed committees, fake courts, to determine infraction penalties, fake laws and punishments. The fun police from hell operated with a twofold. The NCAA, college football's modern era, was headlined by the University of Southern California. The NCAA needed to maintain a Puritan facade of amateurism to keep their scam going, but USC embodied Hollywood. The Trojans celebrated celebrity, and to the celebrities that dotted the Trojan sidelines, Reggie Bush looked at the game's traditional blueprint for success, humility and seriousness at schools all over America's flyover country,
BS, man.
and smirked. College football's Keystone Cops hated the Trojans. Reggie Bush's legacy paid for it.
And it's interesting that
by
we're
the time he
talking
played his
about
final
Reggie
college
Bush.
football game,
It's interesting though, and he just completely let out that he was like signing autographs and getting money for signing autographs and all this other stuff, man. Like, it's crazy. And he didn't lose his Heisman.
Game in January of 2006, not coincidentally considered the greatest in college football history, Bush's career was nothing less than transcendent. In a time in which football was much more dogmatic about personnel and scheme, Bush was the best player at multiple positions on the field. So instead of forcing him to hone in on a particular position or even bench, was 37-2 during his collegiate career, losing to Texas in that greatest game ever.
What a time to be
USC
alive.
won a lot, both on the field and in recruiting, and they weren't afraid to enjoy it, which is how they made a lot of enemies, including a rather sizable of collegiate amateurism, or said anything out of the
I
ordinary.
forgot what he even got
He
in
was
trouble
simply
for.
too big in the first place. Oh, and his parents needed a house. As Bush was preparing for the NFL draft, reports emerged about potential illegal benefits from, quote, sports NCAA rulebook that they genuinely believed kept the sport
Yeah,
fair.
but see, here's the problem with all this BS, man. When college football to even pay for like tuition to even get to college, like, bro, like they act like I feel like it's 50-50. I feel like on one hand, like these big colleges is making money and they want to keep these 5-star recruits happy. So they be paying them money. They be getting sports boosters to pay them money. I've seen so many documentaries on boosters being in cahoots. Who comes out to the media when somebody from like sports media catches on to something, then that's when they want to like act like they doing something, act like they want to police something. Like, what about the 5-star recruit that they had to convince to come to their school? What about the 5-star recruit that the Texas Longhorns had to convince to come to their school? Huh? What did they do to get him? What did F? You know, who's playing high school football, and the team is the high school team is top notch. What did they do? What did they do to get? What did they do to get them? Because it show ain't no sports facilities that our experience as far as education goes that got them. It's money. It's money. It's money. College players get paid, bro. They just won't say that. They just will not say. They just won't say that there's actually. And they get and the NCAA get exposed. Then they gonna act.
Lake recouped nearly $300,000 in cash and gifts from Lake to Bush and his family. Lake also said that he provided the Bush family housing as far back as 2004 in hopes of signing Bush to a marketing deal as a pro when the time came.
See what
Bush
I mean?
claimed the family leased the home legitimately. This investigation into the Southern Cal Athletic Department across multiple sports.
BS.
The NCAA Committee on Infractions ruling was issued in 2010, and USC
BS.
got absolutely slammed in one of the heaviest sentences the body has ever given to a program in violation of its rules. At the time, Bush issued a rather boilerplate statement that he was disappointed. USC AD Pat Hayden initially told reporters that Bush contacted him to apologize for, quote, poor decisions that led to the NCAA investigation. But then backtracked later, telling the Los Angeles Times Bush never admitted wrongdoing and was simply contrite. Even more out of the ordinary than the NCAA's heavy hand was their attempt to punish him was
Just
to
take
erase
him.
USC Trojan, one of the most exciting college football players of his
That's
generation,
wild.
was decreed not to exist in retrospect. The NCAA's appointed
NCAA
infractions
is
committee
lame
chair
as
for the
hell.
USC case was Miami athletic
Of
director
course.
Paul D., who delivered a famous
course.
line at the ruling, quote, high-profile play recognized the Trojans as 2004 national champions,
That's
endorsing
crazy.
the NCAA's decision.
That's crazy.
Bush and USC were pilloried by the media, and he was reframed as a cheater and a fraud despite not committing any act that affected or changed his
He didn't even do
on-field
nothing.
performance.
Exactly.
In 2010, Bush was also the first player in college football history, including O.J. voluntarily by Reggie after a meeting with the Bush family. So, O.J. Simpson, still a Heisman Trophy winner. Reggie Bush, stripped of the honor. In 2022, Bush refuted the Heisman Committee's version of events, saying that the only, quote, meeting that ever took place was a brief conference call in which he didn't even say much, and that at the time he believed he'd one day receive the trophy back. Bush was told years later by runner-up Vince Young that he was offered the trophy and declined.
What?
But throughout the entire NCAA infraction saga of
Bruh,
2010,
NCAA
Bush was basically
ain't
silent,
nothing,
playing for a Super Bowl winning team. Speculation. So why the hell was the NCAA so aggressive in punishing Bush? Why wasn't this akin to a more normal infractions case? Yes, Bush was found by the NCAA to have received goods and services that violated the NCAA's policy of amateurism, but the punishment...
But here's the problem, though. They must have was giving Reggie Bush and his family gifts. Had to have some association with USC, for sure. Like I said, they don't care versus something that's gonna go under a carpet, under a rug, that you'll never.
Enraged college sports traditionalists, most of whom work at or serve on committees, like the Committee on Infractions for the NCAA. But very soon, a lawsuit would reveal it wasn't just a widely held assumption. It was a fact. The NCAA as an institution, it wasn't against the rules, but everyone hated it, the source said.
Really?
That was just a start. Buried in the slew of punishments issued to USC by the NCAA, now former USC running backs coach Todd McNair was... McNair sued the NCAA in real-world, real court for what he alleged was a campaign of malice that cost him his own career. After the NCAA begged various judges not to unseal them. McNair was right. The NCAA did way more than just impartially police one of its member institutions for a violation. In one email, the NCAA's coordinator of appeals compared improper benefits to USC players to the Oklahoma City terrorists or Bush, and the NCAA got what it ultimately wanted. The Trojans fell from the top of college football, and the governing body could boast that decline as a scarecrow to other schools.
Because they don't like USC.
Except the NCAA was next.
Good.
From 2010 to 2020, the 10 years that Bush case against the University of Miami, in which NCAA investigators were caught lying in interviews, and lawyers were paid to get their clients to cooperate with the NCAA. Ironically, the same Paul D., who served on the committee that crushed USC and publicly admonished Bush, was running a program far more, quote, but in 2017, the Baylor football sexual assault scandal drew silence from NCAA enforcement.
Wow.
Because despite a culture that protected multiple rape year after year, waves of other mismanaged NCAA enforcement cases started to wear down the NCAA's credibility, and cultural sentiment shifted against the amateurism model as college sports
as long as they make it
exploded.
money.
Then, in 2021, the Supreme Court itself crushed the NCAA. Scrambling to catch up, the NCAA amended its bylaws to permit revenue to its student athletes for name, image, and likeness, or NIL. Now, Bush's crime of receiving a fraction of what he was worth at the height of his celebrity and marketability was officially within the rules of the NCAA. He became a college football analyst on Fox.
Oh, because they didn't like
With his
USC.
alma mater behind him and the entire landscape of
as hell.
amateurism radically altered, Bush started to go public against the NCAA
That's
to
good.
get his damn Heisman back.
That's good.
On the I Am Athlete podcast, Bush said that the NCAA investigation was, quote, sloppy, and claimed that the NCAA never looked into the potential that Lake and his business partner, potential hush money and Emmert. But as of 2023, nothing has come of his promise.
My pelvis now. Don't be on my pelvis now and try to welcome me back with open arms after y'all accused me and did all this stuff to me just because y'all didn't like the college I was going to. Like, come on now.
Statement of his 2005 win of the Heisman to the Trust on the very day that NIL became permissible within NCAA rules in 2021.
Give that man back.
He also
trophy,
publicly
bro.
requested that his stats at USC be officially
Give him
reinstated.
all that back, bro.
Of course, the Trust immediately chickened out and passed the buck to the NCAA, claiming they'd love to welcome Bush back to the face of wrongdoing. The NCAA displayed their reliable consistency in showing an absence of.
Reggie Bush won't get 2005 Heisman Trophy returned to him after decision by NCAA. Bro, give that man back. Give that man back his accomplishment, bro.
Any character.
He did.
Issuing a statement that Bush was a recipient of pay for play during his time at USC.
Really?
An allegation that to this day was never proven publicly, and the NCAA also announced they wouldn't revisit previous cases in light of NIL.
Bro.
To this day, the Heisman record is blank for the 2005 season.
That's crazy. Man, F the NCAA, bro. I'm sure there are many cases like that, especially it's this one. There's a bunch of football NCAA cases. There's NCAA one, like they pick and choose who they want to give do wrong to, slam and everything like that. It's not fair. It's not fair. All his hard work is just basically podcast, man. I'm about to get out of here. It's almost 2:00. Y'all take it easy. I'll be back with a IRL stream.